What's up, peeps? Dearie me, it's actually me, Lui. Hi, saluted me. A video on the go to express myself about what I saw yesterday. So I've seen classic physique, really did enjoy it. That of Arnold, of course. While I'm going to expand on the classic physique because I have a vested interest in it, isn't it? So they give the win to Wesley Vissers. Absolutely saluted. Congratulations. And he worked very hard. I remember when I was talking to this guy back in the day, he was still trying to basically burst into all-out bodybuilding, right? So he did a good job. And then he moved on to classic physique, and he was not placing at all. He was dismissed completely. And well, he worked very hard. He improved. So does he deserve that win? I say yes. Technically yes. So it was not an upset. Although, if it was just up to me solely, I still sway rather a bit to Dino. So Dino, the Brazilian kid, is amazing. That's, you need to comprehend, bro. That's not an upset. I'm not mad. You should not be mad as being fans. But still, classic physique still has some nuances into it. It should sort of still sway towards art. And C-Bomb, Chris Bumstead and Dino have that, right? But that being said, it's still not an upset. But allow me to expand on Wesley Vissers. He brought the Arnold back yesterday, that of Pretoria 1975, in an improved manner. It's a different epoch, different era, better details, better legs separations, obviously the glutes, hammies, baby please, and more hardness in a sense. So it's another level. However, allow me to say the following. I contend rather strongly that Wesley Vissers should belong into all-out bodybuilding. Now I hear you say, bro, his legs are not there yet. Of course, a lot of things are not there yet. He needs to gain some weight because he is restricted right now by the weight category, right? The weight cap in classic physique. And his body is not expressing itself properly. The very contrast between the legs and the waist is just not there. In that region, Dino has a better ratio, better contrast, a slimmer waist, and legs that sway better. The sway of the legs, the belly of the quads, just more humongous in Dino, and also obviously C-Bomb as opposed to that of Chris Vissers, right? So it's his call. I mean, he must be the happiest ever. Also, I contend as well, and I argue that Arnold himself was the happiest because he saw some sort of a version of himself in an improved way. I think Arnold was the happiest ever to give the prize money and the title to an athlete. Now, to be noted, Wesley Vissers is Dutch, right? Is Dutch. Now, if you're Dutch, that means you come from the Netherlands or Holland. But Dutchland is Germany. I know it's quite confusing. Dutchland is Germany. But if you're Dutch, that means you're from the Netherlands, the country next door. Now, why am I bringing this? It's all about genetics. Genetics is very important. It's a known fact in every sport, and also even more so in bodybuilding, right? Dutch people are long story short, these guys are Germanic tribes. They have close genetics, right? And it shows, right? I mean, he resembles Arnold in so many ways, right? But that being said, the body is not expressing itself. If you have the eye, you know what I'm talking about. Sean Ray has the eye. A lot of people do not like Sean Ray because, they say he mouths. He gets into fights with a lot of people. It's quite controversial. But you cannot take away from Sean Ray that he was one of the greatest bodybuilders of his era. And he knows a thing or two. Sean Ray did compete into Lee Haney's era. He went on into the whole Dorian Yates era. And then he competed in Ronnie Coleman era. Famous Olympians, man. And he was always the underdog, and he did his best. He placed second several times, so he knows a thing or two about bodybuilding. And he called last year for Chris Bumstead to move on to all-out bodybuilding. Yeah, he might do that, but even more so, Wesley, bro, you should move to all-out bodybuilding. Let your body express itself. You already have a tremendous back, and this back can literally be one of the best backs ever in history. Ever. You'll be up there with the likes of Dorian Yates, obviously Phil Heath. A lot of people like the back of Ronnie Coleman, but personally I prefer that of Phil Heath and Dorian Yates. And Derek's back is amazing, obviously. The back makes you or breaks you, right? And that's that. So you have that. The legs need to grow more, put more size pretty much everywhere without hindering the aesthetics. You will not gain a bubble gut bonanza. Good Lord, you have a proper, basically a vacuum. But that is that. So it's not truly an upset, although I would have still given the win to Dino. Myself, Dino did not leave the door open. He did not basically mess up. He was not off. It could have gone either way, and they give it to Vissers. It's a good sign, but I still do believe wholeheartedly that Vissers should move to all-out bodybuilding, and he could be the best, one of the best Mr. Olympias ever. That body is still not expressed itself. It needs more mass. You see a more contrast, a better ratio between the legs and the waist, right? His waist is a little bit, not too large, but compared to C-Bomb and Dino, you know, it's larger. It's larger. So that's my deep feed about it. I watched also the prejudging for the all-out bodybuilding. Of course, deep down, I hope that Samson will get the win. But if they give it to Chupan, it is that. Chupan is not the most aesthetic guy, man. Samson still needs to improve the thickness of his back, but even with that, he should get the win. He should get the win, hopefully. And that is that, guys. Tell me what you think about it. So again, long story short, I'm happy for Wesley Vissers. I know he worked so hard back in the day. And he deserves that, but he should consider moving to all-out bodybuilding. I think he will be one of the best Mr. Olympians. Tell me what you guys think. Peace and salute.